there is quite difference between the financial statement accounting and management accounting. So the basic difference between the financial statement accounting and the management accounting is that the financial statements are issued for external users also, just like the shareholder, stakeholder. They can assess these financial statement and they can assess the information of the financial statement. But the information from the management accounting and management accounting information is not leaked publicly, so outsider can't assess. So that's why there is not a specific set of method that a company should prepare their management accounting information. We have different methods. One method is standard, based on the standard costing basis. Another is based on the traditional costing basis. Like in traditional costing, if you guys have completed your graduation, then you guys must be aware about the standard costing and traditional costing, because the same topics were covered in your graduation, I guess, semester 4 or 5. So the students who have not enrolled for their graduation or they have not attempted, don't worry, it's here from the basic, so you don't need to worry that we have not covered these concepts in our graduation. Now, traditional costing method and marginal costing methods were earlier adopted. Nowadays also they are being adopted. There is no hard and fast rule that we can't adopt them, because management accounting information is for internal use only. So it's just the discretion of the company that what method they want to follow. Now, standard costing, we have basically uh, in this particular chapter, we will be covering about the standard cost types, uses, what are the types of standards, and then how we can control the budgets. All these things will be covered in whole ME. Now, what is the purpose of costing? Why do we need costing? Um, do you know, guys? Don't link with the bookish language. Are you aware about why we calculate the cost of a particular unit of a or a product? Yes, try to be little fast. We have limited time. We don't have a full day. Basic thing that if we want to, like go for a shopping, then we need a particular product's cost so that we can decide our budget for the budget purpose. If we have to create the financial statement, we have to make this financial statement, then we need the data. And for data, we need like for a like assets, non-current, current assets, or expenses. For all these purpose, we also need costing. So for the purpose of financial accounting also, costing is the most important element. So in management accounting, we have learned that how to determine the cost per unit of a product. We might need to know the cost in order to. Why do we need cost? Because we want to value the inventory. Like if we know that yes, this calculator cost 10 rupees per $10 per piece, and I have 100 pieces, then I can calculate that okay, I have a stock worth rupees this much. So with that, we can put the amount in our financial statement, like in our balance sheet. Next is to record the cost. Cost associated with the product need to be recorded in the statement of P&L. If I have bought something, then I need to put it in my financial statement. I need to record it in my financial statement that how much I have expensed. Or maybe if it's on a credit purchases, then I need to know about my liability. Next is pricing the product. Like if we want to assist in pricing related areas, if I want to, calculate the cost per unit, then I need to decide that yes, cost for a particular product, so that I can decide my profitability that yes, within this transaction, how much profit I will earn. Next is making decision. The business will use a cost information to make important decision regarding which product should be made and in what quantities. So yes, again, for decision making, we need costing. How we can calculate cost per unit? There are number of costing method available. Most of them based on the standard costing technique. Now, standard costing we will be covering, so don't need to bother that yes, what is standard costing, what is absorption costing, because in these definition you will get to know about these new words, and maybe you will be feeling demotivated that we don't know standard costing. Okay, first of all, respond me that how many of you have cleared your graduation, because I need to dig into the detailed information based on that. Yes, guys, please respond me. Vibha, Shahar, Rohan, Urvi, Nivedita, Bhupendra, Chandan, all of you, please respond me. Okay, Rohan, you haven't completed your graduation. What about others? Nivedita completed. Bhupendra, second year. I guess you have not covered costing area, Bhupendra. Okay, Purvi. Okay. What about others? Okay, so I guess everyone need a detailed information. Don't worry. So see, if you will be responding me, then I can understand that how much I need to dig into the concept and how need I need to elaborate in detail. Because costing is quite different from accounting. Accounting you learn from the basics from class plus one onwards. Now, standard costing. So basically, standard. You have heard this word very oftenly that yes, this is the standard, right? So yes, standard costing is predetermined. That is standard that we knew that this is the standard rate. So standard costing for a product or a service is a predetermined unit cost set under the specific working condition. That yes, in these working condition, we have decided that a particular product will cost this much. The main purpose of standard costing are controlling. The standard cost can be compared to the actual cost to the difference of investigation. Suppose I decided that I am going out for shopping, or I am going to buy out some product, maybe inventory for my business, and the expenditure should be maximum $100. But now, when I came back, I realized that yes, I spent $105. That means if I have already decided, only then I can understand that yes, I have overspent or not. If standard is not there, I can't compare. So for the purpose of controlling to check that whether I have spent more or less, we need standard costing. Next is planning. With standard costing, I might have an idea that suppose you have to spend on your ACCA, right? So you will be creating a budget in your head that for the purpose of ACCA, this will be our coaching fees, this will be our registration fees, this will be our annual fees, or this will be our examination fees. Based on that, you will decide that whether you have to pursue or not. Again, you will be planning in such a manner. So yes, planning purpose is another important factor relating to the standard costing. Now, next is performance measurement. Any difference between the standard and actual cost can be used as a base for assessing the performance center cost manager. So, if you want to assess the difference between the standard and actual, right? You check that this was the standard. Maybe you have done better, and this is the actual. Based on the difference, you will get to know that your performance is worse or better than the actual. Next is inventory valuation, an alternative to methods such as LIFO and FIFO. So with the standard costing, you can value your inventory. Next is, guys, you are aware about LIFO and FIFO, right? Okay, thank you, Purvi and Nivedita. So yes, inventory valuation, whenever you have to value your inventory for the purpose of financial statement also, you need to know the value of your stock. So if you have not created a standard cost card, then you can't understand the valuation. Then next is account simplification. There is only one cost that is known as standard cost. It will make your life easy that you have already decided that this should be my cost. There is no choice in your mind. Next is standard costing is more suited to the organization with mass production of homogeneous product and repetitive assembly words. So whenever you get to know, or maybe there is a question in front of you that in what area standard costing will be useful. So it is only possible to apply or apply in a good manner standard costing whenever we have to produce a product in a mass production manner, that yes, we can say that this particular product per unit will be this much. And whenever there is a repetition, then we can decide that whenever there is a customization involved, you can decide the standard costing of a particular product. So the large scale repetition of production allow the average usage of resources to be determined, because whenever you are doing certain tasks repetitively, see, just taking the example, when I taught for the first time, I thought that the batch, suppose FR batch will be around 75 hours. I thought that. Then I repeatedly, taken the classes, and I teach almost around 60 to 70 batches. Now I get an idea that yes, within 35 to 45 hours, it is possible. Because whenever the production, in case of a production, in my case, that was a human thing. So maybe in human barrier, there could be, variation. But in case of a machine related things, it is possible to apply standard costing very easily. So standard costing is less suited to the organization that produce non-homogeneous. Non-homogeneous means differentiated products, and where the level of human intervention is high. Again, I gave you the example, whenever we have proper human intervention, then it is difficult to judge the standard costing system. Any doubts? Now, next is just a basic example of McDonaldization. I'm not reading this, but I'm just telling you that McDonald's, you must be aware about the McDonald's franchisee. Whether in your north, your south, in my or in my north, McDonald's burger are same. The size of the aloo tikki they are offering is same. The size of bun is same. How they have achieved? Because they have followed the standardization, that yes, every product should be identical, and they have reduced the human intervention nowadays. In, if you think about the offshore McDonald's, there is no single person, only a machine is just processing all these things. You have to insert your order by clicking on the buttons, and then you will get your burgers. There is no single human there. So it is possible with the help of standardization. Now TYU1, answer me this. Quick, fast. Which of the following organization may use standard costing? It's easy, but sometimes students, give me the wrong answer. Okay, Purvik, how it can be kitchen designer? See, maybe the kitchen size could be different. Maybe the kitchen preference could be different. So, kitchen persons can't use the standard costing system. Yes, Nivedita, it's D. Bank have same processing system. Like the system is same. If you have to deposit 100,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees or 1 lakh, the process is same. So they can follow standardization, and food manufacturers can follow the standardization. Next is prepare standard cost. So basically the standard cost is based on the expected price and usage of material, labor and overhead. Basically with the help of standard costing, you just have to record. Costing is such a easy paper as compared to other paper. The marker, the question maker is telling you that what you have to do. You just need to understand how to read the question. It is seriously very easy. There is no specific format, no standard, no numbering, just multiplications of the data which they have provided you. Now, TYU2, K Limited makes two products. Information regarding one of those products is given below. Budget output sales for the year is 900 units. We have decided, budget means we have already decided that we will be producing or we will be selling 900 units for the coming year. Now they have created a standard data that yes, for one unit, direct material will be costing as 40 square meter at 5.3 per square meter, right? Now, direct wages, bonding department. Under wages, like we have two departments, like two types of worker are there. One is bonding department person. They will take 24 hours, 24 working hours, and they will be paid at a $5 per hour. Now, then we have another department which is known as finishing department. They will be paid 15 hours at 4.8 hour per hour. Next is we have variable overhead. Variable overhead, we will be paying 1.5 per bonding labor hour. That means they are saying that number of bonding hour and the number of labor variable overhead will be same. You need to read the question that yes, the data will be same. 1 per finishing labor hour. Next is fixed production overhead. They have given us the total. Fixed non-production overhead, they have given us the total amount. Now they have written a note that variable overhead are recovered or absorbed using hours. That means these variable hours are recovered. They are to be recorded on the basis of hours. And fixed overhead are recovered on a unit basis. That number of unit will decide fixed overhead per unit rate. So we have units also. So that means if I have to calculate the fixed overhead per unit rate, then can I calculate that? I am not solved this question, but just as a basic knowledge, can we calculate that? Yes, Purvi, absolutely correct. 36,000 divided by 900. Then again, fixed overhead. We have two types of overhead. Fixed production overhead, fixed non-production overhead. Then again, this will be divided by 900 to calculate per unit cost. Now, they have asked me to prepare a standard cost card. See, the description, the format in which we will be recording this data will be known as standard cost card, and for a card for one unit, and enter on the standard cost card for the following subtotals. So basically what they have said to me that I will be recording the prime cost, I will be recording the variable production cost, I will be recording the total production cost, and I will have to calculate the total cost. Now, you guys might not be aware about prime cost is. What prime cost is? All the direct expenses, direct material, direct labor are to be recorded under the prime cost head. Now, after that, when we add on the variable overheads, variable production overhead, we will be getting the production cost. Then after production cost, we will get total production cost. And after adding the non-production area also, we will get total cost. So this should be our structure. Are you clear about the structure? I will create structure. I will create this whole question, but I just want to, just give you a roadmap. Now, with the question reading, can you, link it with, always remember, try to solve the question of cost by linking it with the real life. Suppose you will be moving to Canada or UK, right? And you are aware about that there they pay normally on the basis of per hour or per unit base. Are you guys aware about that? The wage rate is just like per hour in these countries. Yes, Chandan, I will explain that. I will solve the whole question. I have to solve this question. So, first of all, just tell me, Chandan, that are you aware about the fact that in these countries we pay on a hourly basis or unit basis? Okay, so see, in Canada, in UK, in these countries, even though whenever you will be working on a, if you are salaried employees, then that is different thing. But in certain areas, or maybe that depend upon the like contract you have entered into, they pay on a per hour basis. Maybe and especially I have also worked, but I was on a full amount base. So whenever you will, maybe you will be working on a assignment basis, that yeah, offshore accounting, then they will be giving you per return, they will be paying you on the basis of per return or per hour basis, that how many hours you have spent on a particular job. Now they have given you a information regarding that, yes, for one unit I have to make a one AC remote. For this one AC remote I need 40 square meter of plastic, suppose, and that will cost me at a 5.3 per square meter. So if I want to calculate the cost of plastic, that means the material, can I calculate that? Yes, can I calculate that? How? Nivedita, suppose I have to make a remote of AC, right? I have to manufacture this AC remote. Then, for that purpose, I know that I need 40 square meter. 40 square meter. Suppose I have to create a dress. Square meter maybe will be more suitable for dress. So I have to create a dress, and for that dress, I need 40 meter of fabric. 40 meter fabric I require. And per meter fabric cost will be 5.3 per meter. Now you get what I will be doing. Yes, this is the whole structure which you have to follow, right? So now I will be just creating like this whole data. So for direct material, I'm just cleaning it out, and thanks, Purvi. So direct material 40 square meter into 5.3, which Purvi has already calculated, which is 212. Now for bonding, it is a calculation of prime cost. I am first calculating the prime cost. Prime cost includes all the direct expenses. That means direct material and direct wages. So direct material. Now I need laborers. I need persons to make that dress. So for that purpose, I need a person who will stitch that dress, and that person will charge me that I have worked 24 hours to create your dress, and he said that I will be getting 5 per dollar per hour. So that is 5 into 24. That is 120 again. Now there is a person who is just hamming and doing some finishing on that dress. Then that person is spending 15 hours to make that dress. So that person charged me 15 hours into 4 point per hour. So that includes 72. Thanks, Purvi. So now the total of all this will be 404. So this is your prime cost, right? Now, after that, they have asked you to calculate the variable production cost. Variable production cost. See, now we have variable production. For variable production cost, we need to calculate the variable overhead. We have two types of overhead: variable bonding and finishing. Now they are saying me 1.5. This is the labor hour rate per bonding labor hour. Now we know that the bonding labor hours were 24 hours. So 24 into 1.5, again Purvi calculated that 36. And then we have finishing labor hour. This is my bonding, this is my finishing. 1 per finishing labor hour, that is 1 into 4.8. This is, yeah, 15 hours, sorry. So 1 into 15, that is 15. Then totaling this, I will get my variable production cost. Total 51, add on this. We have to add this in a standard cost card. We add all these things. Show this as a prime cost. Then after this internal calculation, after that we add that, we get that 455. Now, adding this, now they have asked me to calculate, let me see, they have asked me to calculate the total production cost. So for total production cost, I need fixed production cost, right? Now, this is the total. I need to understand the production cost per unit. Fixed overhead were calculated on the unit basis. So, 36,000 divided by 900 per unit cost. Calculate, let me calculate this. 36,000 divided by 40 per unit. Thank you, Purvi. So, divided by plus 40. I add that. Then I got the total production cost, that will be 495. Now they have asked me to calculate total cost. Now for that purpose, I need to add fixed non-production cost. I will add that. This will be 27,000 divided by 900, and this will be my total cost. This whole structure is known as cost card. Any doubt till now?